The Balkan region is familiar to many people, known for its cluster of relatively small countries with rich histories and diverse cultures. These nations are often characterized by modest land areas, smaller populations, warm and hospitable people, and generally temperate climates. Despite their size, many of these countries have complex pasts shaped by empires, wars, and shifting borders. While they gained independence from powerful empires, their paths toward development have often been uneven. One such country is Albania. Covering roughly 28,000 square kilometers and home to around 3 million people, Albania may appear small on the map, but its cultural and regional influence extends well beyond its borders. In neighboring North Macedonia, a significant portion of the population identifies as Albanian, while in Kosovo, the majority of people speak Albanian and consider themselves ethnically Albanian. This demonstrates how cultural identity in the Balkans often transcends national boundaries. Historically, Albania was part of the vast Ottoman Empire for several centuries. When Ottoman control weakened and eventually ended, Albania experienced a turbulent period marked by invasions and occupations from neighboring powers such as Italy, Greece, and Serbia. These foreign influences left lasting marks on Albanian society, shaping its culture, governance, and identity. During the 20th century, Albania transitioned into a communist state. One of the most prominent figures of this era was Enver Hoxha, who led the country for over 4 decades, from 1941 until his death in 1985. Under his rule, Albania underwent significant transformation. Literacy rates rose dramatically, from about 5% to nearly 90%, and infrastructure projects such as railways were developed. Public health also improved, with efforts to eliminate diseases and epidemics. However, these advancements came at a cost. Hoxha established one of the most isolated and strict communist regimes in Europe. Religion was completely banned, and Albania was declared the world's first atheist state. Religious institutions were shut down, and practicing faith became illegal. Citizens lived under strict surveillance, and political dissent was not tolerated. Even today, remnants of this period are visible across Albania. One of the most striking features is the network of underground bunkers and tunnels built during Hoxha's rule. These structures were intended as defensive measures against potential invasions. Today, many of these tunnels have been repurposed into museums, offering visitors a glimpse into life under communism. In the capital city, Tirana, some of these underground spaces have become popular historical attractions, preserving the memory of a difficult era. After the collapse of communism and the broader Soviet Union collapse, Albania entered a period of instability. The sudden shift left a governance vacuum, and many Albanians sought better opportunities abroad. Large numbers migrated to countries like Italy and other parts of Europe. As a result, modern Albania faces demographic challenges, including a noticeable shortage of middle-aged citizens. In cities like Tirana, it is common to see a population dominated by young adults and the elderly. Despite these challenges and centuries of foreign influence, Albanians have managed to preserve a strong sense of identity. Their culture reflects a blend of influences from the various empires and nations that once ruled them. For example, Ottoman influence is evident in cuisine and traditions, while Italian culture has shaped aspects of fashion, architecture, and lifestyle. It is not uncommon to find Italian-inspired names for public spaces or to see Albanians closely following Italian sports, particularly football. Religion in Albania also reflects this diverse history. About half of the population identifies as Muslim, largely due to Ottoman influence, while others follow Christianity or identify as non-religious. Despite this diversity, Albania is known for its religious tolerance and coexistence. Economically, many Balkan countries, including Albania, face challenges. Income levels are generally lower compared to Western Europe, and currencies tend to have less value. Albania uses its own currency, the Albanian lek. While exchange rates may make it seem like foreign currencies stretch further, the cost of living in Albania can still be relatively high compared to local incomes. Everyday expenses such as food, dining, and shopping are not as cheap as some might expect. Another important aspect of Albanian identity is its language. Albanian language is unique and forms its own branch within the Indo-European language family. Although it has absorbed influences from Greek, Serbian, Turkish, and Arabic over centuries, it remains distinct. Interestingly, due to historical and linguistic connections, many Albanians find it easier to learn languages like Italian and German. However, Albanian remains the. In conclusion, Albania is a country shaped by a complex history of conquest, isolation, and transformation. While it has faced economic and political challenges, it continues to evolve, balancing modern development with a deep-rooted cultural identity. Its story reflects the broader narrative of the Balkans, a region where history, culture, and resilience intersect in unique and fascinating ways. Not everyone living in Albania is ethnically Albanian. While approximately 82% of the population identifies as Albanian, the remaining 18% is made up of a diverse mix of communities. These include Italians, people from the Middle East, various Balkan ethnic groups, and the Roma people. Smaller populations of Romanians, Bulgarians, Montenegrins, and Greeks also contribute to the country's multicultural landscape. This diversity reflects Albania's long history as a crossroads between civilizations and its growing role as a destination for migration and business. Foreigners from different parts of the world are increasingly coming to Albania to establish businesses and settle with their families. For instance, Italians may open clothing boutiques, while individuals from Arab countries or Turkey often run restaurants such as kebab shops. These small businesses contribute to the local economy and bring additional cultural influences into everyday life. Most newcomers typically begin their journey in the capital city, Tirana, which serves as the economic and cultural center of the country. Unlike many other Balkan nations, Albania has the advantage of direct access to the sea, specifically the Adriatic and Ionian coasts. This geographical feature allows people to enter the country both by land and by sea, making it more accessible for trade, tourism, and migration. If you arrive in Tirana by air, there are several key landmarks worth exploring. One of the most important is Skanderbeg Square, located in the heart of the city. This large and lively square is considered the central gathering place for locals and visitors alike. At Skanderbeg Square stands the statue of Skanderbeg, a historical figure from the 15th century who is widely regarded as Albania's national hero. He is remembered for leading resistance efforts against the Ottoman Empire and remains a symbol of national pride. During the communist era, this square was closed to public gatherings, reflecting the restrictive nature of the regime. However, after the fall of communism, it was transformed into an open public space where people can socialize, celebrate, and express themselves freely. Another notable structure in Tirana is the Pyramid of Tirana. Originally built as a museum dedicated to Enver Hoxha, the country's longtime communist leader, the pyramid has since taken on new purposes. Visitors who climb to the top are rewarded with panoramic views of the city. The building itself was designed by Hoxha's son-in-law, making it both a political and architectural symbol of that era. Understanding Albania also requires looking at the characteristics of its people and their social structure. Despite being geographically close to more developed European nations, Albania has faced challenges in achieving similar levels of economic growth. Some observers attribute this to the lingering effects of past conflicts, political instability, or ineffective leadership. Others suggest that economic habits and work culture may also play a role, though such generalizations can be overly simplistic. Albania does not frequently appear in global headlines, and it is not widely associated with major international brands or industries. This lack of global visibility can create the impression that the country is less active on the world stage. However, this perspective overlooks the resilience and adaptability of its people, as well as the steady progress being made in areas like tourism and infrastructure. One sector where Albania stands out compared to neighboring countries such as Kosovo and North Macedonia is tourism. Thanks to its beautiful coastline along the Adriatic and Ionian Seas, Albania has become an increasingly popular destination for European travelers seeking affordable beach vacations. Coastal cities like Saran attract visitors with their scenic views, clear waters, and relatively low prices compared to other Mediterranean destinations. The people of Albania, like many in the Balkans, are known for their warmth and hospitality. Visitors often remark on how friendly and helpful locals are toward outsiders. The region's pleasant climate, with its sunny and temperate weather, likely contributes to this welcoming atmosphere and the generally positive demeanor of it. However, the cost of living in certain areas can be surprisingly high. Cities such as Vlora and Saran are often more expensive than Tirana, particularly during the tourist season. This can create challenges for residents, especially given the relatively low average incomes. The minimum wage. Unlike in countries such as Switzerland or the United States, where hourly wages are common, Albania primarily operates on a fixed monthly salary system. Workers are paid a set amount regardless of the number of hours worked, which can limit earning potential. This economic structure is one of the reasons why many young Albanians choose to immigrate after completing their education. Popular destinations for Albanian migrants include Germany, France, and Italy, where job opportunities and wages are generally higher. This trend has contributed to a brain drain, as educated and skilled individuals leave the country in search of better prospects. Despite these economic challenges, family remains a central pillar of Albanian society. Like in many Balkan cultures, life is strongly family-oriented. Couples typically consider having 2 children to be ideal, balancing family size with financial realities. Religion in Albania is another area where diversity and tolerance are evident. After decades of enforced atheism under communism, people today are free to practice any religion they choose. The country features a mix of mosques and churches, reflecting its historical influences from both Islamic and Christian traditions. Throughout the day, it is common to hear the call to prayer from mosques alongside the ringing of church bells. Importantly, religion in Albania does not dominate politics. Unlike in some parts of the world, religious affiliation is not a major source of political power or division. This separation allows policymakers to focus more on governance and development rather than religious agendas. In fact, interfaith harmony is a notable aspect of Albanian life. It is not unusual for members of the same family to follow different religions. For example, in a predominantly Christian family, relatives may still show respect for a Muslim member by observing certain traditions, such as fasting during the final days of Ramadan. This spirit of mutual respect highlights the country's emphasis on unity over division. In conclusion, Albania is a country of contrasts, rich in culture and history, yet facing modern economic challenges. Its diverse population, strategic location, and growing tourism industry offer significant potential for the future. At the same time, strong family values and religious tolerance provide a stable social foundation. Together, these elements paint a picture of a nation that continues to evolve while staying deeply connected to its roots.